AkronHipHop.com, the ReporterNewspaperOnline.com. Brother Minister Stephen Muhammad.
Greetings.
Student Minister Stephen Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
Brother Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Brother is the best title. Go right ahead.
What about Author Muhammad?
Well, we adding that to the list too, aren't we?
Let's talk about Author Muhammad, man.
Yes, sir. The book that's out, just dropped it.
It's been out.
Well, as far as these folks know, just dropped it. Still warm off the presses.
There it is.
The Losing of a Chosen Generation. Black Lives Matter, but to whom? And this book was inspired, of course, by working on the streets and witnessing, in many cases, the drama that's going on right wherever you live in your city with your sons and your daughters now. And what is this? And we wanted to find, and what can we do about it? Do you have any power to affect what's going on with our babies? The title is actually oxymoronic. We're not going to lose our babies, but we are at war. And when you're at war, as we talked about in the interview, that means there will be casualties. So we want to get ahead of this, see what the outcomes are, and then we can figure out, for those who are reading the book, and that's hopefully everybody who will pick a copy up, what can I do to save my sons and my daughters?
Hey man, you got a lot of different chapters in here and everything. And for those that don't know by now, let them know what was the origins of the book, your connection with the Reporter newspaper, and why you decided to canonize, you understand,
yes,
the whole work.
Absolutely. The Reporter newspaper and Bill Ellis and the great staff that works with him were instrumental in us getting started with a series of articles, The Losing of a Chosen Generation. And we started them off, and I didn't want to come too hard, Brother Hiram, because I don't want to scare the readers off, because the Reporter used to be kind of a good and welfare type of paper. It didn't deal with gritty issues. So I was mindful of that. I didn't want it to affect Mr. Ellis's audience and his impact, but we had to say some of the things that needed to be said. And one of them, of course, was that Pharaoh, and Pharaoh is not an individual, Pharaoh represents an office, in this case, the United States government, has designs to kill the male and spare the female. And from there, you get after how a generation gets lost. It's really all tied up in that one prophecy, but it pans out. And to your other point, that prophecy, of course, is found primarily in the Bible. People say, well, Stephen Muhammad, this looks like it's one of those Nation of Islam radicals who's ranting about white people and all that. We are way past that, right? The ball is in our court now. And what are we going to do to affect change and save our children? I don't think we fully understand, Brother Hiram, that when you talk about every time a young brother is killed and he's got 2 or 3 children out here, what next is happening is his offspring is growing up angry and frustrated, right? In some cases, right on the corner of Delia, but the Delia Market by Delia and Madison, I know people know where that's at. A young brother who lived on my street was killed. His son, going to the store to get candy or whatever, 8 years old, rides his bike, pulls up, sees his dad's car, goes to greet his father, looks inside, and of course his father is in there shot dead. Now, what does that young man feel when that's his last working image of somebody that's as important to his life as his father? You see?
Right.
So these are things that don't have to be. And when we decide enough is enough, then enough will be enough. But the book, we're hoping, will help prompt those decisions and bring some hard truths right to our face, but also help us to see that there are other players that are involved in this. And the biggest motivation, family, is that we put God back in the picture. Not the God that you've been mad at and saying, like Jesus said, why have you forsaken us? But the God who has allowed certain things to happen so that we would end up making up our minds to come back to our original self and be our best and divine self.
Well, check this out. The other part of the book, the subtitle, it's like a Public Enemy album. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's got that little subtitle at the bottom. You said Black Lives Matter, but to whom? Break that down, brother.
Well,
I'm sorry, Brother Minister.
Again, brother is the best title, so you're right, exact. The cover of the book is an actual memorial of a young sister who was shot dead here in the city of Akron, in the car with her grandmother. Just graduated high school, ready now to do what? go out into life and be her best self. And a case of mistaken identity, we believe, ended her life. The narrative that I got, phone call the next day, hey, there's a white supremacist driving around Akron in a black sports car, and he's shooting at people. We think he just shot and killed somebody. That was the narrative. Benjamin Crump heard about that. You know about the infamous attorney, Benjamin Crump. He comes to Akron. And while he's here, detectives uncovered that this probably was not a white supremacist that did the shooting, but it was probably 3 black youth, 2 youth, and then 1 who was of age. Benjamin Crump packs his bags and leaves town. I'm thinking, well, how do you, now that it's black people who did the shooting, no longer have an interest? So our lives matter, but who cares when it's us that kill us, right? And we do kill ourselves at 20 times the rate. We get that. But all of that is side effects of white supremacy. So we don't get out of that piece. But more than that, Brother Hiram, the diseased heart that fosters what we have termed as black on black crime, we can do something about that. And we have to get busy about that business right now. We can't wait another day.
Well, listen, man, tell somebody how to get involved with the book. What can they do with the book? And as well as classes from the Nation of Islam, bro.
Yes, sir. The book right now is in several circles where youth have groups. It's being used as a tool to help prompt discussion. It's in some of the prisons where black men are, as one of them described it, getting their head knocked with what the book is asking them to consider and think about. And it's also, we hope to get it in the schools here soon as a tool that can be used to help stimulate conversation with our young people, because they are dealing with adult themes way too soon. So that's what we're hoping to use the book for. People are buying it from all over the country. We surely appreciate that. But this is right here in Akron, right? And many of the narratives are from situations that have happened here. So we want to invite you to be a part of that. You can go to any of the platforms. If you Google the title, you'll get all the different links where the book can be purchased, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Google, whether it's lulu.com. But we would like to invite you to go to our website, muhammadservesakron.org, and make the purchase, because we are able to keep more of the proceeds when we have the book sold from that platform.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you. You're going to sign some autographs, some books for us so we can give away and all that good stuff?
I'll be honored.
And I appreciate you. Hey, man, do me a favor. Have some fun and get something done.
Yes, sir. Much love.